Hey guys!
Alright guys, we're here today to do the Patreon poll winner.
You turned French there.
What?
That kind of sounded French.
Patreon?
Yeah.
Ah oui, I know.
Ah oui.
Oh, wow. Fatigué. Alright, so anyways, we're here to check out the Patreon poll winner of the week, and that's none other than the latest video song from My Dying Bride, Tired of Tears. Who's not tired of tears?
Yeah.
My mother used to tell me when I was a kid when I used to cry a lot. I used to cry a lot as a kid. And she used to tell me, the more you cry, the less you pee. I guess the idea behind it is you only have so much liquid within you that if I'm crying, then I have no liquid left to pee. I don't know if the two are connected, but it's kind of a strange rationale. I'm not 100% against it. But, you know, maybe it's one of those old Portuguese sayings.
It makes sense, but at the same time
it doesn't. Yeah, at the same time it doesn't. But anyways, if you sweat a lot, you could get dehydrated. So technically,
you can't pee.
There's, exactly. If you're dehydrated, how are you going to pee? So there's some truth to it. Yeah. There's some truth to it. All right, so this is the Patreon poll winner. Normally what I do is on Fridays, I throw out on Patreon 5 videos that were released during that week. And I let the patrons, choose which one we should check. This one was the winner. I was not surprised.
No.
I think I could almost throw anything out there,
and this would be
the winner, with the exception if I had thrown out there Nightwish. But I wanted to check. Did they release a new video last week?
Oh no.
Okay, so let's move on from that. By the way, somebody posted speaking of Winterson, somebody posted a post from Yachty back, I think was in 2012, saying that he was almost finished recording Time 2 and it would be out soon. It's 2020. Wow. All right. Are you ready for this?
We're gonna keep making jokes until that album comes out. And even when it does come out, it's not gonna be called
we're gonna be making jokes until he locks us up in his sauna, and we die in there.
Yeah,
that's what's gonna happen. All right, you ready for this?
Yeah.
All right. Tired of Tears. What do you think about this song? I'm going to let you go first. I have a few things to say, but I want you to go first. I don't want to influence your opinion with my opinion.
I mean, what's to influence?
Yeah, there's a few things I thought they could have done better.
Oh.
But tell me, what do you think?
The violin.
Oh, that's like...
I think
that's something I think we can all agree on. Like, that's absolutely magnificent. That's absolutely magnificent. Every time
sometimes it would kind of go into the background, and then you would hear it kind of peek up in there,
and then it disappeared again. But every time the
didn't
violin,
linger. It
would completely disappear, and then then it would appear like a mist, like a fog. Every time that the violin would come in and it become like almost a very predominant part of the. My heart had tears every time that melody came in.
Yeah.
Absolutely, what a melody! Like I don't think you can get any more somber and dark than that melody. Like okay, there's no disagreement here. That melody is absolutely.
Where would be the disagreement?
I don't know. You haven't told me anything else, so I don't know what else I'm going to disagree with you.
What did you not like?
It's not that I didn't like. I felt I understand the idea behind the song, or at least I think I understand the idea behind the song. This song, lyrically, felt to me like a church hymn, in terms of how, if you think about church hymns, in terms of the lyrics of the church hymns, they're very broken. Sometimes they're grammatically not correct. Sometimes
I was kind of confused about that, but I let it go.
This is a doom hymn, if you think about it, right? So if you think about the church hymns, like Hosanna in the highest, like when people are singing those songs in church, grammatically they're not necessarily correct.
Yeah.
They're phonetically correct because you need the words to kind of bounce one off the other in order for the song, for the hymn to have a certain fluidity to it. So grammar is not really important. It's more important how it sounds musically. This song lyrically had a little bit of a church hymn vibe. It's almost like a doom church. I mean, if there was the Church of Doom, this song would definitely be one of the hymns that people would sing in the Church of Doom. So I like. That's not a negative at all. I really like that. So I understand that idea.
Because I was kind of confused, you know, some
of the lyrics, the way it bounced one off the other. But if you think about a church hymn...
I didn't think of it as the church hymn. I just thought of it as, okay, they're speaking in kind of broken English.
They're Guyanese.
But the song is amazing, so I don't care.
Yeah, but now if you look at it from a church hymn perspective, does that make sense? I think it makes a lot more sense. Because
for me, I didn't think about that. I just thought
you go to Catholic school. We've been to church many times.
Yeah,
you know
they kind of speak in
the most. I'm not saying all, but most of church hymns have a tendency to be a little bit in a broken English, if you will. Not necessarily, but it's just the grammar is not. Some of the sentences don't make sense from a grammatical perspective. But they're put together in a way that makes sense sound-wise. So there's a nice little sound, and it's easier to sing along. So grammar is not really important. It's more the incantation that matters. This song to me has that ability because the way the song is broken, it feels broken at times, and the way the lyrics sometimes. The word that finishes one sentence is the word that starts the next one.
Yeah.
So it has a little bit of that to me. I understand from that perspective the overall structure of the song. And what I mean by that, I mean the fact that they didn't have any harsh vocals in the song.
You couldn't. They would ruin the song.
See, that's where I disagree with you.
Really?
That's where I disagree with you. So I understand why they put the song. I don't claim to know why they did what they did. I'm saying from a listener perspective. From my opinion, I think I understand the idea, and that has to do with the whole church hymn. This is like a doom hymn, if you will, like a very sorrow doom hymn that you would sing. You know what I mean? What I see, this is where we disagree. Is I think there is room for harsh vocals, but not a lot of room. So you have to be really picky. You have to be like a surgeon in terms of where you're going to put it. And to me, where you're going to put it, it's in the middle of the track when that violin comes in. Because the song is very melodic.
You know,
can I finish?
Yeah.
Then you can give me your opinion. So to me, there's only one point where you could do it, and that's in the middle of because the violin really comes in like strongly, predominantly at the beginning, in the middle, and then towards the end. There's 3 times when the violin it peeks its head here and there, but those 3 spots is when you can really hear it, the melody that it has. At the beginning, I don't want it. At the end, I don't want it. I want it in the middle. Because if you put it in the middle, think about this. The song is very melodic, is very stripped down. So when you add the violin, you're adding melody. You're making the song feel somber but lighter at the same time because there's just a lot of melody. In my opinion, you need a little something to counterbalance the melody. And the best way, in my opinion, to counterbalance the melody, it's a few lines, not a lot, with some harsh vocals. Because the heaviness of the vocals, the change in tone of the vocals alone will counterbalance the melody of the violin and would bring the song even lower, make it heavier, make it darker. Do you see what I'm saying? And then as the violin dissipates, so do the harsh vocals and you go back into clean vocals. To me, if I'm in the studio, if I'm the producer, this is what I honestly would give that a shot. I don't know if it would work. I would give it a shot. Because to me, this song, if the song was 4 minutes long, 5 minutes long, I would say it's fine the way it is. This is almost a 9-minute long song. It becomes very repetitive.
You need a change.
Yeah, after a while, I feel like it's the Pied Piper and I'm the rats. Like I'm kind of like a zombie because the song, there's no changes. The song is very linear. The only change that really happens in the song is the violin. Yeah. That's it. That's the only song. The only change in the song. You need in my opinion, you need the harsh vocals to create more of an abrupt change.
I agree with you,
especially at the halfway point. It works almost as a bridge.
I agree with you. When you said you wanted to add harsh vocals, I
thought not all the way through. No,
I thought you meant you wanted to have like bits and pieces there, which would kind of ruin the song. In my opinion,
would ruin the song.
The only way that it would work would be with the violin part, but
in the middle.
But at the same time, it would take a lot away from the violin because.
But that's the point.
Yeah, but I like the violin, and I like how it comes more in the forefront So adding the harsh vocals there would kind of just take away.
I know, but you still have the violin at the beginning. You still have the violin at the end.
I know.
That would be just a very. And what I mean, I don't mean like 2 minutes of harsh vocals. I mean just like 2 or 3 lines.
Yeah.
Like really something short. But that's the point. The point is to counterbalance that melody, because I understand what you're saying, but you can't fall in love with something so much that you decide not to add something else in order. Because to me, the song is long. Right,
so
and
it needs something to spice it up in the.
You need a bridge in the middle to connect both ends of the track in order for because your brain, after a certain amount of time, it tends to disconnect. It's just people's attention span is not long. Yeah. People say normally like 5 minutes or whatever. The attention span is short, right? That's why pop songs tend to be short. When was the last time you saw a 10-minute pop song? It doesn't exist. Because people have a short attention span, and pop songs, there's nothing in there. It's just air. So you need to make them short and make it very repeatable. Like they just repeat all the time. So it gets catchy. So it gets catchy.
Yeah.
So to me, a song like this, because it's almost 9 minutes long, if you include that in the middle there, it creates a bridge between the two portions of the song. It resets everything. The moment those harsh vocals come in, you're like a deer when you hear a noise and you think there's a hunter around. You go like, hmm?
Like you're confused.
You're like, what? What was that? And then resets everything in your brain. And then it allows you to finish off the second half of the song as connected, as glued to the track as you did in the first track. To me, this song was not as strong as the first one that we did. The first single to me was not way better, but more memorable, in my opinion. It had more elements. It was more robust. Both songs are completely different.
Yeah.
Completely different. This to me is like a doom hymn. Yeah, this is a doom hymn. Like
the other one was more doom.
The other one had more elements. It was a more natural. I hate using that word, but more natural doom track with more elements being thrown at you. Harsh vocals, clean vocals. Also had violins.
Yeah.
And it closed off with the violins and the cellos. Remember, like it had that really magnificent, like almost apocalyptic kind of closing to the track. So it had more moving pieces. That's what I'm saying. It becomes more memorable because there's more things for you to digest.
There's more things for you to focus on.
And absorb.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it becomes more memorable.
Just guitars
this one, it starts to become repetitive. And there's no changes. The only change you get is the violins. It's very linear all the way through. So that's why to me it's not as memorable as the first single that they released. And to me is missing something. You could pull this song off. If it's 5 minutes long, it's fine. But when you go 8.5, almost 9 minutes long, you need a bridge there in the middle to connect the two portions of the track.
Yeah.
To reset everybody's ears, to wake you up, give you a jolt, and prepare you for what's coming next. That's my opinion. You don't totally agree. You like the violin.
I don't totally agree, but I understand what you're saying. And now I'm kind of thinking about how it would sound, and I think it would sound pretty good.
I think it would be interesting. At least interesting, I think it would be. All right, guys, this is it for today, but come back tomorrow. We'll have more videos for you. See you guys.
See ya.